Right, it's 8:47. I'm bouncing. This is the Z hostel in Makati, and I'm just leaving now. We got that nice Christmas tree erect here beside the reception. Nice to be part of a Christmas atmosphere. Now I don't want my shit falling out of my bag on the way. You gotta be careful, motherfucker. Thanks. Right. We presume it's this man here. Now, can you throw this at would there be enough space? Good man. Good man.
No, your bag is okay.
Which one? Oh, that's okay. It's there's nothing important in there because the zip is broke there anyway.
Have we go?
All good in the hood.
All good in the hood. Oh wow!
Make a little vlog while we're driving.
Okay. You're bladder?
A little bit. Right, close to 9 o'clock now, just off the bike. I'll tell you a story about that fella. I says to him, so how many hours do you work every day? 24? Without batting an eyelid, 24 hours, huh? Jesus, you'd be doing well to be doing 24 hours a day. Do you ever fall asleep in the middle of a ride? I says, your boss wouldn't be too happy if you're driving for 24 hours. I have to drive for 24 hours, he says. I have to. Why? I've 5 kids. Now, what you see, there you go. If you got 5 kids, you need to keep food on the table. Now, I'm pretty sure he's telling me porcupines, because he's also told me that he depends on tips, and he's not the first guy to spin me a yarn en route to my destination, you know, play that little violin. Earlier on today, and I may or may not put the video in, I was doing a 3-mile run, and your man was curious, as a lot of people do when you're walking around with these cameras. Your man was curious. And no shoes on his feet. He was putting his t-shirt up on the railing. About 9 a.m. He had about 3 teeth, if he was lucky. Huh?
You take taxi?
No, I don't want a taxi, no. He'd been homeless since he was 13, he says. Well, he said the government is paying for him to do a housekeeping course. And pretty soon he's going to be qualified. And then when he's a qualified housekeeper, he might be able to get a job overseas. And then lads, the world is your oyster. Is that the right expression? The world is your oyster? It sound right. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it is. The world is your oyster, yeah? I'll have to ask my ChatGPT, am I losing my mind? I am losing my mind because I'm going in the wrong direction, right? I'm going to turn this off. Yo. All right. It is December the 4th, 2025. I'm coming at you live from a time of 10 past 11 a.m. I spent the last half an hour trying to figure out whether I can use a Maxim app or a Bolt app to get one of these motorbike taxis to take me over to the other side of town. Because the AA brigade, they wouldn't be anywhere near the likes of Kosan. Probably too many whiskey buckets, too many temptations for the AA boys. So they have themselves parked over on the other side of the city, and it would take me about an hour to get over there. So between trying to figure out like the cost of the motorbike taxi, which isn't massive, well, close to $7, so multiply by 2 because I'd be coming back, you know, $15, and then the time it would take, which could be up to an hour each way, so that's 2 hours and then 3 hours. So at the end I'm like, you know what, what's better for my recovery? A fucking bit of a headache to head over to the other side of town, or just to go walking and maybe talk to yourself, do a little bit of illegal road crossing at the same time. Yeah, just flatter away to yourself with your little insta 360. Which is something that I'm trying to do a little bit more of this time round, to narrate the adventure rather than just staying silent and letting the camera do the talking. I was quite good at narrating before. What happened was I sent a link in my vlog to this fella and he said, yeah, it's a bit shit, isn't it? You're vlogging. Your vlog's a bit shit. And I was like, yeah, I know my vlogging is a bit shit. You mean my vlogging camera or the fucking vlog itself? And he's like, yeah, the vlog itself. You're boring. You're a boring person. You're talking about boring things. Well, he might have said it in exactly those words, but afterwards I was like, yeah, the whole walk and talk approach to video making, I'm not too sure if it works for certain people, you know? Like, let's say bangkok, he's a bit of a walker and a talker. And you can even see the way that he vlogs, he's got quite a deliberate manner about him, that he's very specific. He knows not to be going off on tangents because he knows for his audience, let's say, that's 1 million people. If you were to take 1 million random people across all demographics, what would you say is the average style for what you should be talking about when you're doing a walk and talk? And I say what he came up with is that it's like 40% about your enthusiasm. Look at me! Look at me! I'm in Bangkok! Yeah, okay. That's infectious. And then 60% of it, he just seems to be talking about, he likes to splatter his video with the occasional Sadi Cap, Maya Cap, Cap and Cap. There's 3 words that I've known, I suppose, ever since I came here in 2001. And there you go. So that's the difference between bald and bankrupt. What I'll do is, while I'm narrating it, I could suddenly have a memory ferment itself in the back alley of my brain, and then I'll rip it open and unleash upon ye a memory. So 2001, I had a little goatee down here, right? Maybe it was 2002. I was 20 something years old, more or less a sperm, and my father, my beloved father, who suffered from a bit of from addiction problems, he says to me one day, "Come on, let's go to Thailand, I'll pay for it." I can't remember which part of it he was paying for, maybe just the flights. It was before I started in Dublin, so I would have been all of about 21. This taxi's going to drive me over, why not? And I had the little red beard and the long hair, trying to copy him because he was my idol at the time. And the way off we went. I arrived in a few days ahead of him. But look, from the get-go, it was clear there was 2 very separate agendas. He was mad to fucking get off his head, and such trials and tribulations as I think I was traveling with some people at the time, maybe, or it might have been just some people that I met randomly on the street, but they would often be asking me, "Where's your dad gone? Where's your dad? Did you lose him again?" We were drinking buckets on this street like fucking lunatics. You get these mad flagons of what's it called again? What was it called again? Fucking mad whiskey. Anyway, whiskey buckets. If you drink 2 whiskey buckets, you may as well snort the most brutal fucking speed, because the hangover wouldn't be far off it. Something to do with the antifreeze that they have in the Red Bull, which is a core mixture in the whiskey bucket. Anyway, if you drink 2 whiskey buckets, it's the equivalent of I have that shirt over there, bought it the last day. The equivalent of snorting a fucking round of speed yourself. And yeah, he just kept on disappearing. I was in Laos one day and just puttering around, and he was gone as per usual. And I noticed, okay, he's still gone. 5 hours later, still gone. 10 hours later, still gone. He was missing for about 48 hours. I was blue in the face. I was going to a police station, like whatever, about 12 hours, but we were closer to the 24 or the 48 hour. Finally, he reappeared. And I says, "Dad, where were you?" And he goes, "I was down walking on the river, and some fisherman called me over." I said, "Yeah," and they said they didn't have any English. I didn't have any Laotian, is that the language? They gestured for me to get in the boat. I gestured that I was confused, and they said with their eyes or whatever, "Get in the boat, sure, we're going for a spin." And he didn't have a clue where they were taking them, only that he jumped in this boat, and whether it was an hour later or 2 hours later, they fucking landed up to a wedding out in the middle of nowhere, like way up the river in this boat. That was the only way to get to the wedding ceremony and back. He was reliant on these people that didn't speak English, so he couldn't even ask them for a spin back, and he became like a royal celebrity in the middle of this wedding. Right, here's me. I'm going over here to get some of this some coffee in this shop. Boom, back in the room.
dali. Para malamban. Tadi malam aku tak pulang. Aku ni nanti kausan.
Here we go, back on the road. All right. Where did I leave off? I was talking about the art of walk and talk. You stick the camera in front of you and you take a little stroll around wherever the hell it is. You know, you might be walking down the street in London, you might be walking like, what's his name? Billy Moore, walking around various cities in England and interviewing people randomly off the street, just stopping people and talking to them. Some people tell them to fuck off. Some people will have an El Chinwig. He records them both. Charlie Veach is another guy, but he's more antagonistic. He likes to piss off the homeless, poke them with a stick. So he gets a bit of shit for that. The walk and talk approach to vlogging. So that fella I was telling you about, he says, yeah, your vlogs are shit. Your vlogs are shit. They're boring. And so then I take that on board. I internalize it and I think, yeah, I mean, probably most of the time I'm talking pure dribble. And then my head fictionalizes like an audience, as if I have a fucking audience. I don't. I have 151 subscribers on YouTube. I don't hand out my links that often because most people are so fucking anal. If I send somebody a link to one of my YouTubes, I think what happens is they click on it and they go, oh, my life is shit. I prefer to be where he is vlogging. Therefore, instead of me saying, fair play to you for your vlog, it's very interesting, looks like you're having the time of your life, they'll just fucking either dismiss it altogether or else, as I said to you, get incredibly explicit and say, your vlogs are shit. Well, I'm not Charlie Veach, I'm not fucking Billy Moore, and I'm not fucking bald and bankrupt. Last time I checked, I still have a bit of hair on my head. I am Conor Maguire from Wicklow. And, you know, if I'm gonna walk and talk, I'm gonna tell you stories about who I am and what I'm doing. I'll try and narrate a little bit about where I am and what I'm doing. Hello! You know, and then, like, I did just in the last clip, told you a story about my dad when he went missing in Laos, in Bang Vieng. At the time, what you used to be able to do is, in Bang Vieng, it was all about the tubing. So you get a tube, and you jump in the back of a taxi, and the taxi brings you about 5 miles outside of town. And then you jump into this tube and you start drifting down the Mekong, and every couple of 100 meters or less, every 50 meters, there's a bar of some sort, and the bars are open from 7 a.m. onwards. So most people start their tubing real early, and by lunchtime you'd be loaded, especially if you're drinking the whiskey buckets. So people then were getting tanked up, and there were all these zip lines. You're supposed to let go of the thing before you hit the end of it. But people were using the zip line and holding on all the way down until the end point, and then they were catapulted up into the air, and they do however many backflips, and they'd land on their arse, and people were injured. And I suppose you don't realise how dangerous it is until you're fucking lying on your arse with a broken back 3 or 4 miles from Vang Vieng, and you didn't actually realize there's no medical services in Bang Vieng. So if you want to get that back tended to, you're going to have to be evacuated. You'll need to get yourself down to Bangkok somehow. So you imagine the kind of phone calls that mothers would be getting. You did what now? You broke your back? You broke your back and you're in Bang Vieng and you need a helicopter to get you to Bangkok? Sure, where am I supposed to get the money for that? Those cars creep up behind you like you're a threat, like they're a predator. All along here, back in 2001, 2002, there was plastic chairs and stalls where people would be selling their whiskey buckets on the side of the street, and it never stopped. So you could still be drinking whiskey buckets here at 6 in the morning. It's calmed down a lot now. Anyway, I'm also aware that generally speaking you shouldn't have real long clips. I'm going to have to do something about that, because already now, by the time I piece this together, it's going to be like a 30-minute video. I think the best thing to do is, oh, there's a bookshop. I'm out of here. Alrighty, it is December the 5th, 11 a.m. 2025. We're just on the cusp of a brand new year. How very, very exciting it is for me and for anybody who might be watching this. I wonder what kind of travels I'll be up to in 2026. Only time will tell. I'll be off to Tokyo in a couple of weeks to meet my sister and my niece. I think Kieran will be along as well, so that should be a barrel of laughs. I'm kind of just vlogging now for the sake of vlogging. Conscious as well of the story I'm trying to put together in my head. Like, each time I press record on this, I am sharing about where I am and what I'm seeing, but then also taking a little trip back down memory lane. I've been to Thailand quite a few times now, at least 6 or 7 times. This time around, I'm in Koh San a little bit longer than I usually would. Ordinarily, what I do is I get here, drop the bags, have a quick scout around Rambati and Koh San Road, and then set about trying to figure out, where am I going? Am I going to Chiang Mai, or am I going to? I don't really go to the south that often, but this time round, I'm a little bit less hesitant. Or I'm a little bit more apprehensive, because everywhere I go I'm going to be getting the same thing. Thailand these days is awash with marijuana shops. They're all stacked up on top of each other, and as tempting as it is to take the occasional shoot, this time around I have the mental strength and fortitude not do that. Look at this, this looks like an interesting hostel. There's a few people there tapping away on their laptops. So I'm always interested in trying to find a new spot where maybe there might be a few other digital nomads hanging out. Yeah, so I'm just going to wander about the place really. Everything that I have is in Bangkok. Temples, nice little coffee shops, Buddha monks. As you can see, this guy. And that's all I'm looking to do. Wander around, meet some people. Yesterday I met a guy from Austria and another fella from the Ukraine. Your man from the Ukraine has just quit a job in Dublin. He's part of the Great Resignation, as they call it. He just said the squeeze was too much for him, and even on a salary of 45k and a flat that he had out in Lucan, he was working to live, and he was working to live and living to work. Something had to give. Anyway, that's it from me. I'll tune back in later on. Just here on the outskirts of Koh San again. I've no idea what the name of the street is, but I have noticed as I was walking along here that it seems to be the kind of place where the homeless of Bangkok will come to get a little bit of shut-eye. This is their home, and they're often there during the day as well. I've seen that they get little boxes of food during the day. They look to be reasonably well cared for, and some of them have got half decent mats. I have walked past quite a few of them though that got like serious infections. Their legs have swollen up and they've got some kind of skin rash. I've also noticed mothers with their babies and couples, like there might be a man groping a woman or vice versa, as if that little bit of intimacy is going to protect them from the circumstances they find themselves in. Like if they hug someone they love enough, maybe the chaos will come to an end. They seem to be quite safe though. You wouldn't see too many homeless people in Dublin just sleeping on the street like that, because it wouldn't be allowed for one, but somebody come along and give them an offer belt into the head, help themselves to whatever little bit of money they have. That's Koh San Road down there. You're fucking mad. So that's it for me. It's the 20, no, it's the 5th. 5th, or is it the 6th, I'd say. It's the 6th of December today. About 11:30 of my class in the morning, and then I think I'm going to rent a motorbike and get out of here.